Hello, folks. Dustin Zarni here, Democratic Elections Commissioner in a car. Today is Tuesday. It is October 12th, and we are 3 weeks away from the general election for November 2nd for your local elections. What's on the ballot this year? You have county legislature. You have mayor in the city of Syracuse. You got all the citywide common council, school board, you have your town boards, you have your town supervisors, and of course Supreme Court justice is on the ballot this year. And that's where Anthony Brindisi is running for that. So lots of stuff going on here in Onondaga County. We're in the push of it now. We're trying to get things done. I will continue to keep you updated on the redistricting process. You know that that was pushed through last week to start that redistricting process for the county ledge races. I have a meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. And so hopefully after that meeting, I'll have a little bit more information for you about the public hearings and everything like that. In the meantime, think about what you want for your districts, and I would love to hear your feedback on either some of the posts that I've put or private messages or whatever. That being said, what we do have is an election going on, and the absentee ballot deadline is actually earlier this year. Tomorrow, on the 13th, is the deadline for changing your address. We have to have those address changes in to our office by tomorrow. So if you've changed your address but you're already previously registered, you can still do so. If you have not registered to vote, you cannot, and you're not registered anywhere in New York State, you won't be able to register to vote for this year's election. You'll need a court order to vote. I'll go over that a little later in the season. But if you are able to update your registration, do so. And get that done by tomorrow so you don't have to vote by affidavit ballot. But absentee ballot deadline is coming up as well. That's Monday, the 18th. The absentee ballot deadline is new this year. It's earlier. It's 15 days instead of 7. And it's a received by date instead of a postmark date. So what does that mean? That means that we need to have your application in our hands by close of business on the 18th to guarantee that we will mail you out a ballot. So it is important that you do so and get that done. If you're thinking about having an absentee, you can do so this year by having by using the temporary illness portion of the application. And that is due on the 18th if you want to vote by absentee ballot and have it guaranteed that it's delivered to you. After the 18th, you can come in person and vote by absentee. And we do have a policy here at the Onondaga County Board of Elections to go ahead and continue to mail out absentees as soon as we receive the applications, but we can't guarantee that you'll get it because the post office has said that you need 2 weeks from a received application to be able to mail out a ballot and have enough time for that ballot to reach the voter and mail that back by election day. That is what the post office recommendations are, and that's why the New York State Legislature made that change. So that is what's happening. David, my friend David, has always got questions. I don't think we're going to have a ballot tracker live on the website this year. The ballot tracker from last year was for last year, and next year State Board will be doing a ballot tracker statewide. So we did not purchase a ballot tracker for this year, but you can call us and find out if we received your ballot or not. We have over 7,000 requests for absentee ballots already. That is a record for a non-federal year. That means an odd year. And of course, it's going to grow over the next 3 weeks as people continue to request. Yes, there is a prop on the ballot this year for no-fault absentees. If you like voting by mail and you want it to be something that you can do in a non-pandemic year, you need to vote for this proposition, which will change the Constitution to allow for no-fault absentees. The National, as David pointed out in the chat, the National Republican Party has said that they're against mail-in ballots, but yet on a local level, they tend to use it very much. And that's fine. I want them to use it. I want Democrats to use it if that's the way you want to vote. If you want to vote early, that's fine too. And if you want to vote on Election Day, that's fine too. I was going to go over some of these things, but David keeps asking the question, so I'll get to it. Can other people drop off absentee applications in person for other voters after the 2-week deadline? Yes, they can. Anybody can drop off an application. Anybody can drop off a ballot. But you have to sign the absentee ballot, and that is our fraud check. We check every signature of every ballot that comes in every day. And we checked 60,000 last year. So we do the checks, and then if they don't match, we send out cure letters. And that's happening every day right now. So if anybody can drop off an application and pick up a ballot for the person if it is designated on the application that you want this person to pick it up for you. We have a limit of 5 applications per day for someone to pick up ballots. And if it's over 5, they have to wait 24 hours for us to process those ballots and have them ready for them. So that is our policy here at Onondaga County. But other than that, anybody can drop off as many ballots as they want, but they can only pick up 5 ballots per day. And again, the voter must sign the absentees. That's the fraud check, and we do check it. So absentee ballots are not counted until after Election Day in New York. That law probably will change. There's a bill sitting on the governor's desk waiting for her to sign that will change that next year, where we'll be counting these absentee ballots as they come in. And then we'll be canvassing it as they come in, and then counting them on Election Day. So that is that is going to be a change, but it's a change for next year. Right now, this year, if you send in an absentee ballot, you can go to the polls and vote, and that absentee ballot will be pulled. And we do a double check after the election to make sure that anybody who voted absentee didn't already vote on Election Day or early voting. It's important that you know what you want to do this year. Make a plan to vote. Decide whether you're voting absentee, whether you're voting Election Day, whether you're voting early. And then know where you want to vote and get that done. Again, the deadline is earlier, so that is something that you need to keep in mind. My testimony to the budget hearing that was asked about in the chat by David. Yes, sure. On Friday, I did release my written testimony, so those in the public can read it. But I and my fellow co-commissioner sat down with the county legislature as our annual review of our budget. We've made very clear that we need additional people to continue to serve the public with all these election reforms that we have. It'll be up to the legislature to add it because the county executive cut those 4 additional people from our budget for next year. And let me just be very clear. This isn't some kind of, just wanting a surplus of people. We are the lowest staffed board of elections in New York State in terms of full-time voter or full-time worker to voter. So if, and even if we add those 4 people, let's say we add those 4 people, we'll still be the lowest staffed in New York State. That's how low we are. So we really need, more help here because we're drowning. We have thousands upon thousands of voter registration forms every year, and they're going up every year. We processed over 100,000 last year, and it's not like it's just last year. We processed 70,000 in 2019. So it is incredibly hard to keep up with the amount of work that is being sent to us. It's all good work. It keeps the voter registration rolls clean. It allows us to run the excellent elections that you deserve here in Onondaga County, but we do need more help to do so. So coming up for me this week, I'm hoping to release a Wonky Wednesday next week, or next Wednesday of OCL 16. I'm a little bit behind on those. I'm a little busy. I'm hoping to get, I only have 2 districts, actually 3 districts. Well, maybe 4. Maybe 4 districts to get through the Wonky Wednesdays for every area that's having elections in Onondaga County. We have the 16th and 17th County Legislature, the 5th Supreme Court Justice, and and then the City of Syracuse. So I'm hoping to get 2 done this week, the City of Syracuse next week, and then Supreme Court sometime late in the session, because I'm going to wait to get data from the other counties on that. So, and then we'll go. We'll hopefully. I'll get, and of course with the Wonky or my Zoom with Zarnies, I have a lot of stuff coming up. I have this week. I have. Sorry, that was a phone call. This week I have releasing on. I just did Jana Rogers, who's OCL 5, on Sunday. I have Diane Dwyer, who's OCL 6, coming up on Thursday. On this Sunday, I'll have Bill Kinney, who's OCL 15, and then Mary Kuhn, who's OCL 7, and Heather Waters, who's OCL 10, coming in the next couple of weeks. And that's probably all the candidates I'll get done before the end of the election. I do have on plan to have Jarrett Berg here next week to talk about early voting next Thursday. We always talk about early voting right before early voting starts, so it'll be good to check in with him. And he's got a lot of incredible opinions about the absentee ballot process that was changed this year. So, and I would love to talk to him about that. And then, of course, there's, obviously the election work that's going on. We got redistricting meeting tomorrow. We got 3 weeks until Election Day. Early voting starts on October 23rd. Absentee ballots are continuing to be done daily, but the deadline for applications is the 18th. The deadline for changing your voter registration is the 13th. If you already are registered but you want to change your address or party for this election, that needs to be done by the 13th. Anything else? There will be court orders and affidavits as well. We'll go over in future weeks. And David asked, the Arizona audit is over and said Joe Biden won. Will we still see more audits in other states? Yes, you will still see audits in other states, not because they're valid, not because they are needed, because most of these other states already have. They're already done independent audits. This is a grift. It is a grift done by the auditing companies, the cyber ninjas of the world, to take public taxpayer money and try to sow doubt in an election. And that's all they've done, is try to sow doubt. They've taken the Maricopa County Twitter feed. It was excellent to watch during the rebuttals to these the Arizona audit, because not only did the result not come out the way that the Arizona people or the audit people wanted, but they kept making assumptions about election process, which if they did the modicum of research, they would be able to resolve, but they didn't. And that audit went months past due, way over budget. We still don't know who paid for it. It's secretive. They defied subpoenas and court orders to release documents. It was a sham. And all of these audits are shams. But they're going to continue as long as the Republican Party on the national level embraces this voter suppression big lie, and that to have fealty to Donald Trump, and push these wastes of taxpayer dollars and things that will just just do that. I don't. Now, David asked one more question. That's it, David. You're done. Will you do a commissioner in car about overseas voters and military voters? Well, overseas voters and military voters are also absentee voters. That's happening right now. I may do a little bit about that next week, but I'm not prepared for that this week. But if you are a military voter or overseas voter and needs help with your absentees, go to our website, onvote.net. It'll walk you through all the procedures. You can also call our absentee department, and we will walk you through that. Some overseas voters can get ballots emailed to them and transmit them and print them up and send them back. And there's many different options for military and overseas voters who want to vote in this year's election, so please take advantage of that. And I think that's it for me, for Commissioner in a Car. 3 weeks until the November elections, where we will choose our county leaders, our city leaders, and our town leaders. So it's up to you to get out there and participate and vote. I hope you will do so. I hope you will make all the effort that we do here at the Board of Elections worth it. It's always worth it, but I hope you make me busy on Election Day. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.